Hey everybody, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line. We are still in the midst of the Halls of Arden Vul Megadungeon by Richard Barton using the old school essential system by one Gavin Norman. Does the OGL crisis have you down? Well, as we are recording this, it is January 15th, 2023, and the TTRPG industry is in turmoil. So what better way to divorce yourself from all of that nonsense and play a game? And barring that, watch us play a game. So I am John. I am your referee for the night. And going around the horn, we have once again with us.
I'm Mike. I play Goran Blackhood, the Doty Dwarf.
I'm David. I play on. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say Doty every week.
Doty Dwarf. Onweir the Apostate, our illusionist.
My name's Matt. I play Avaricios. And before we go too much further, I just have this little agreement I need you guys to sign. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
And I'm Ted, and I will be playing Kneebiter, Squeegee Kneebiter.
Wow. Change it up.
Can I ask a semi-serious question?
That'd be
David,
a first.
what exactly are you an apostate of?
Man, all right. Listen, I don't confine myself to your rules about reality and norms and society, man. I'm like,
so it's
like
just on there. It's
bending.
just on there for edgelordness. I get it.
Sounds good. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that's alliteration. You got to do a little extra, you know.
Why not?
Coming from a
the
man
apple
whose name
picker.
once was Morn, the elf. Morn.
It's a great character. I
Okay.
love that character.
So, diving back in to the halls of Arden Vul, it is the 7th of Lagario, so it's about 12:30 in the afternoon, and they are down somewhere deep. They have no idea where. They, after teleporting from the top of one underground pyramid to the other underground pyramid, they explored a little bit in some sort of unknown level, discovering that it was full, or at least partially inhabited by ravening albino baboons, and they dove into a mysterious open-mouthed stone edifice, basically, and it's descended along stairs, and at the end of that stairs, in the ceiling, they arrived at a very small dome-shaped area, upon which in the center on a dais was a throne that was encased in the wings of a stone ibis, and upon that throne was a writhing, ancient, wispy-haired man, just mumbling under his breath, and obviously completely insane. And that's where we left them. So, first of all, let's see. Squeegee, I have it on the screen that you went up in level, but you have not gone back to a safe haven. So
Right.
Just be aware that Ted will be playing level 2 Squeegee, but that level 3 is waiting in the wings. Should he?
Cautiously
Yes.
playing level 2.
Yes, exactly. That would be quite a shame.
Yeah.
Why is that goblin being so conservative now? I don't really get it.
Well, you get older, you get a job, or invest in real estate, you tend to get a little more conservative. It's just what
The real estate. Wow, that was yeah, that's true.
So the
The Thatcherite.
the memorized spells that we have, we've I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, was Light and Cure Light Wounds with Avaricios, right?
Yes.
And then Onweir had Phantasmal Force, right? Okay, just getting everyone up to date. But that, and then what is the light situation right now?
we had a
We're
torch,
just
right?
using
I think we're just
Oh, this
using
room is lit.
the magic torch. I think we can use my lantern if we want, but it was not lit.
No, I think this room. Oh no, the
Light?
previous room was lit. That's right. There was continual light in the room with the mouths.
Right.
But it's,
So, right now-
okay.
I think we lit a torch again for this one, didn't we?
I mean,
I don't know.
we haven't been so far because we can be sneaky with the.
Why don't I light a lantern and place it on the floor?
Yeah, the last time we had a torch lit, Ted, I think, was when we were doing the pyramid exploration.
Okay.
Oh, we put that one out, didn't we? That's right. Okay.
So Onweir, your lantern, this was the one that was been used for a couple turns already. What did it have? Like 20
Yeah,
more
I
turns on
had
it?
20 turns remaining on it.
Okay.
So I'll light it back up just so we have a communal light, and I'll just place it on the floor.
6, 12.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep my hand on my torch, just
Yeah, just because,
Yeah,
How
because
do
you
you
don't have
climb
any other choice.
ladders?
Okay, so looking at Owlbear, they are right here. However, be aware that Ted's map is indicating with the red arrow there that that it's in an unknown place. Like they moved through a long staircase, which is what this break is, and they are somewhere unknown at the moment. So circular room, and the chamber is that's the thing too. You actually don't need a lantern. The place is actually lit by a continual light spell.
I thought it was.
I thought,
That's what it
because
was.
when we went into that antechamber underneath, we saw a circle of light.
That's why I didn't have a note here on my
All right,
tracker.
so now my lantern has 30 turns remaining.
Yeah. Okay. So once again, the shape of this room, which is about 40 feet wide, is that the walls don't have straight edges, right? So everything kind of comes up and forms like this egg-like dome, and it's about 25 feet high. In the center, you have a very strange stone ibis. It's not Thoth himself. It's not a humanoid form. It's actually the bird itself, with the wings basically encircling this throne. But the statue itself is marvelously carved and so lifelike in its use of different sorts of stones that it gives the impression, and you could swear that you could actually see it breathing very, very slowly. All right.
Love it.
Okay.
Inside on the throne itself is this old man writhing in the chair. He is wearing old stained robes. His body is wasted and thin, and his beard and hair are long and stringy and white, with no attention to grooming at all. It looks like he's just been in this chair and just kind of grown out, right? So it's just like this kind of halo of white all around him. He's muttering nonsense words under his breath, shaking his head from side to side. His eyes are closed, and his muscles are super tense on the chair itself. Now, you also saw that there was a plinth on the statue. We left it at this last time. It bore the inscription that said, "Sit, ask, and receive. Lord Thoth knows all." What do you do?
I approach.
Wait. Hold on. Before you do that, there's an exit out of this room, which
let's check out the exit first.
Very
investigate.
true. Very true. So,
And what did you want to say, Matt?
I also want to know, like, with the description, he sounds like maybe he's alive. Are we getting any undead vibes off of this guy, or does he seem to be alive? What can we?
He is breathing.
Okay.
So his chest is rising and falling. But unless you have detect undead, you know, who knows?
Yep, and he also hasn't like lunged at us trying to rip our limbs out.
Wasn't this a scene in the movie Seven? I feel like it was.
oh no, he's not going to do that. Ooh.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to point out too is John has been very specific in the description of the statue itself and how it looks like it's breathing.
Yep.
Is there a possibility that it is actually breathing and it's not just an optical illusion? It's just us thinking that it's an optical illusion. And then when we get up there, it eats us. I don't know. I'm just throwing
Well,
it
I think
out
it's
there.
more likely to talk or interact with us.
It's clearly from this.
Communicating.
Now, you guys are in that red circle there, right? So you're only about 10 feet away from the dais itself.
Right.
So you can clearly make out that the statue is made out of stone. You can see that for sure. Marble, lapis, and jet. The beak of the bird forms like a covering almost over top the head, right?
Like Cerebro.
It doesn't his head is not actually touching the beak, but it kind of casts like a shadow over him because the continual light is in the center of the room, so like a deep shadow over the man's face, and then like the wings are enclosing him partially as well. So a lot of him is actually in shadow. You guys were saying last time that it was very much like the should have looked that up. There's a term for that guy in Alien. Is it space jockey?
Yeah, engineer.
Is it called the space jockey? Yeah.
The pilot, space jockey.
Yeah. But you know how like that was a very form-fitting device or seat that he was in? This is less so, right? It's just that it kind of encapsulates this throne.
It seems to me like the Ibis is like an avatar of sorts. So it could be a guardian. It could kill us. It could also be like the quote unquote spokesperson that this old man's talking to.
So two other things of note, that the dais itself, the 10-foot wide dais, is surrounded by the remnants, the steel remnants of what looked to have been curtain rods at one point, but have since been messed about or destroyed or eroded or something like that. There's no remnants of the curtains themselves anymore at all. So there's sort of like this metal framework that's vaguely circular that surrounds the dais.
Right.
Not impeding your you walking up to it at all, but just be aware that it kind of gives like this incongruency, like it kind of sets off like the feng shui of the whole place. You know what I mean? It's just sort of like this like scaffolding. And then in addition, there is a 10-foot wide stairway across the entire room that goes down.
Yeah, that's what I want to go check out.
I think we should walk around the perimeter.
Is there
distance?
Anything on the walls at all, or are they pretty plain?
Good question. Let me check. I don't think so. No. So, there isn't. The ceiling is painted with a bright yellow paint, so it's similar to the paint that you found that was in the connecting corridor, where you found the corpses of the adventurers, right?
Right.
But it glitters and sparkles in the continual light, which the other paint back in the other place did not.
Okay.
So it gives it's like a very bright room. It's like very, actually kind of pleasant if it wasn't for it.
And I'm sure you would have mentioned this, but like no sign of dead previous adventurers or skeletons or any dead guys in here.
Nothing at all. No.
Okay, so everybody's chosen wisely. That's good.
Yeah.
And no, you said curtain rods a couple of times. No cloth like on the floor surrounding the perimeter.
Nothing.
So
no, there's no detritus at all. It looks relatively clean. There's a faint hint of like body odor, basically, is the only thing in here.
Mm.
So if looking at the curtain rods, I mean, we should get the impression that like when you were sitting in this throne, it would have been like when you were in a voting booth and you pull the curtain around you,
Yeah, you got
kind
it.
of thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
I also just get the sense, I don't know if it's true, it very much feels like a multi-generational space, right? It's entirely possible that those were added later by different people than the original architects of this device, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure. So what's down the exit stairway there, John?
So you creep carefully around the throne.
oh hell yeah, with the big creepers.
John, I want to stay behind. I want to watch the ibis
Mhm.
as Ouija goes around the side.
You circle around, yeah.
I just want to see if he's going to react to him at all.
The ibis does not move at all. Neither does the man. The man continues to ride it as if he doesn't care that anyone's there. But you could swear that the thing is actually very slowly breathing.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're circling around, you see that there is a 10-foot wide stairway that leads down. It's made out of stone, Marcantian stone, and with Avaricios's torch, which sheds black light for 20 feet, you can see that it does extend.
Except that he's staying behind, so I don't have the torch, but we have the continual light from the room itself.
Yeah, I mean, once you get about halfway, like most of the way around, I would start to follow.
Okay.
I'd catch up.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Okay.
So that's how it is. This was a first situation, not a guard the exit.
So it goes about 25 feet, about. You can call it 30 if you want, before it opens up into a smaller circular chamber. So it goes. The staircase goes down for 20 feet, then it levels off for another 10, and then it opens up into a smaller circular chamber, which is about 30 feet in diameter, instead of the 40 feet of the one.
All right. So we got 20 feet of downstairs.
20 feet of downstairs, 10 feet of leveling, and then it opens up into a 30-foot wide circular chamber. Move up here so everyone can see Ted's expert mapping.
Yeah.
Right, and then so
like so, more or less.
Yep, more or less. Yep, that looks good. So this is another dome chamber here, but this one is damp and mildewed. As you kind of you're creeping down the stairs and you see, okay, there are long strands of rotting plaster. You saw this in other areas, right? That are hanging from the ceilings and walls, and you can feel like the oppressive humidity in the room. In the center of the chamber, there is a 10-foot wide basin, so it basically dominates the entire room, that holds a fountain. And there, you probably would have heard this actually on your way down. They're a huge
10-foot fountain.
There's a fountain that's 10 foot wide. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a 10-foot wide basin that holds a fountain, and there is a huge amount of clear, what appears to be clear, cold water gushing from it. The water has basically filled up the entire basin and has actually collected in a low pool that occupies the entire southeastern end of the room. So it appears that over time, the water has actually eroded a segment of that wall in the southeastern corner, which has produced the water is streaming into that eroded piece of rock into the wall of the fractured rock, but it's like completely inaccessible to a human being. Like it's like a small little seam.
Southeastern,
yeah.
Can I go knock my chisel against that rock and see if it sounds hollow on the other side?
Can I?
Yep.
I'm gonna throw this out there real quick, dude. And I love the YOLO. The last time we had a fountain, there was a big tentacle monster living in it.
also, I hadn't actually thought we were going to just leave the room above and go down here.
No, we're going to return. We wanted to look for an exit, so I thought we were.
Okay, so we're down. We got a 30-foot room, 10-foot pool with a small fountain in the center. It's overflowing to the southeast corner. And then I missed the other part about a rock. What?
So there's a hole in the wall where it eroded, and now the water is running out of it.
Yeah, it's escaping the room.
Otherwise, this room would have filled up by now. Is there statuary in the fountain, John?
No, there's not.
Sorry, Ted. I didn't mean to talk over you, but
just trying to figure out where this hole is. Is that basically where it is there, John?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. All right, go ahead, Mike.
So, what does the fountain depict? Is it just like water just shooting out of a?
Yeah, it's very plain. It's basically like a stone structure that's right in the center of the basin, but it's unadorned. So it's just like it's basically very, very functional. It's just like a tube, and water's coming out of it.
Bubbler, okay.
Are there any wet footprints in the room?
No.
Does it smell like water, or is there like a funky smell to it?
It smells mildewy. It's just smelled like, you know what I mean? Like the air smells wet and mildewy. But the water appears to be very clear, very clean and clear.
So the mildewy is more of a humidity in the room issue.
From where we're standing, can we see the base of the fountain? Can we see that it's shallow?
If you go, it's pretty shallow.
Okay. I don't think there's a tentacle monster in the shallow fountain.
No, and you know what I was thinking to myself too is in this dungeon with resources being such a problem, if you get stuck far away from your base camp, if this water is potable, that's a huge find for us.
Yeah.
So maybe we should test it out. Who's the guinea
1, 2,
pig?
3, not it.
Not it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll do it.
Yeah, you can see the bottom of it in your torchlight clearly.
No.
This chamber is also not lit. It is not continually lit.
We need you to put on the Ibis hat. So
I'll put on the Ibis hat too, for sure.
Yeah. I'll go down. So Squeegee wanted to go in this room anyway, so he'll go in. He's going to go up to the pond and look in and see if there's anything in the water, and then come around and check out the spillage zone where it's leaking out.
Yeah, we already looked at the basin. There's nothing in the basin. It's clear and cold.
Squeegee, before you go stick your nose in there, why don't we just throw something into the puddle and see if it...
Well, Mort's is there. He's got a 10-foot pole. We're going to poke around.
Okay. Just remember your Dawn Treader, right?
I don't know what that means.
The Voyage of the Dawn Treader?
Yeah, I haven't read it.
The pool that you dip stuff into and it just turns it into gold and you drown? No? Okay.
Oh, gold 10 foot.
Has never read that book? Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay, so it seems pretty natural, Squeegee. Like it's it's overflown. It's eroded the wall. It's a very, very small seam in which the floor generally slopes in the southeast, probably also from erosion. And the water's escaping through a very, very thin seam at the base, where it's eroded through. Like tapping it with your pole. You can relay back to Onware, who suggested that it does not the stone does not appear to be hollow.
Right. Okay. So if the water's overflowing out of this pool, that's obviously not by design, which means it's supposed to have a drain. So can I find its actual original drain? Is it clogged with something?
I don't know if they thought about drainage and all that sort of stuff. It's
I had that same thought, Ted.
yeah, it's
Yeah. As soon as he said, I went, okay, never
it's not a
mind.
thing. Yeah.
Not a thing.
Man, these ancient Arcantians were terrible engineers.
All right. So speaking of things that are not, while he's looking at that, I want to look at one of the sides. I'll look on the eastern side at around 3 o'clock of this face to see if there's any kind of hidden wall or secret thing over.
Okay, sure. You can do that at the same time. We'll call it a turn being marked off.
Yeah.
You can roll if you like.
Sure. Would like to do that very much. Oh, that's a 1.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice job.
Unfortunately, you don't find anything.
Right.
Dang it.
What do you guys think about putting some organic matter in this water?
I think I'm going to put some organic water into me. Squeegee's going to drink a cup of water.
Ooh, okay. Dips it in. Takes a slug. Ted, I need you to roll me a d20, please.
Oh boy.
Could be good. It could be a good thing. Either that or you just drank a gelatinous ooze.
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
I become a 6-foot human.
You become a centaur.
I rolled a 1.
A 1. Okay. Now roll me a d6, but roll it as a d3. You know what I mean?
Yep. So I get a 1.
A 1. Okay. Let's see here.
The explosion takes out the entire party.
No, so you take a big swig. You're like, screw it, YOLO, do it, and you drink it down. It tastes like clear, cold water. Like you can immediately identify it as like it's water, right? There's no doubt about it. But it's just it tastes. You haven't had like really good water for like a really good time for a long time, so it tastes like exceptionally good. So you gulp it down, and you feel like you're just. You can handle the world. Like you feel like you can lift things that are a little bit heavier. That like the load on your back is just a little bit lighter. You guys can all see that like a few like extra veins pop out on Squeegee's little lean biceps that he's got there. And Squeegee, you
dump out my water skin.
you have a +1 to strength.
Oh my god.
Permanently?
Who knows?
Okay, I shove.
All right, now we line up.
And like scurry down. As I'm doing it, I'm just like pouring the water out of my water skin on the floor, and I just fill it up as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And I take a sip, and I grow a third eye probably.
Like this is nothing but muscle water. That's all this is.
Muscle water, yeah.
There's a lot of dice rolls.
Listen, I already have an 18 intelligence and 16 charisma. Why not have great muscles too? I don't even need you guys at that point, right?
Roll d20 on Weir.
If I had 3 of my stats together, I don't equal any of your high stats.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever rolled this well with a d20.
D20.
Here it comes. That is an 8.
Okay, roll me a d6.
That is a 1.
Roll me a d6, but make it a d3.
What do you mean by that?
Just
my
roll
brain.
roll a d6.
D6 divided by
Roll a
5.
d6. Divide
by 2, 2.5, 2.
What did you roll in the d6?
A 5.
A 5. Okay, so you got 3. Okay, so Onweir, who is already an exceptional looking gentleman, smart as a whip, you see his like muscles like just start to he starts to actually bulge out of his robes a little bit as you gain 3 points of strength. You're up to strength 14.
Baby.
All right,
This is yet another example of the system's abuse of goblins. Just want to point out.
So Onweir and Squeeger are both like kind of got like stupid grins on their faces. They're like, "Well, that tasted fantastic."
They're like flexing.
I did fill my flask fully with this water. I'd be curious if we drink it in like a week from now,
Yeah.
Probably not, right? It's probably just like a source here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Y'all go. Try it out.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. There's no possible downside to this.
Oh boy.
Andreas isn't drinking. Okay, roll d20.
Of course we are. I mean, look at the evidence. The evidence is
Someone
right
has to be
there
harmed.
before you.
Sure.
It's going to be
Nothing
me.
It's not like we
It's gonna
played
be me.
adventures.
I'm going to
where
go
this didn't
last,
go
and I'm
wrong.
going to
It's definitely going to be mine.
I think you
Like,
remember
Mike's
like
gonna
long
die.
hair, blue skin.
No. That
Okay.
never happened. What, D20?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okie doke, baby. 13?
13. Okay. Roll me a, let's see. No, I'm going to write.
Wait a minute, that's different from what happened to
Yep,
those
it
guys.
sure is.
That means it's extra better.
Oh no!
Okay.
I get brain muscles as well.
Yes.
Obviously, those guys
Interesting.
skipped leg day. He's
I
rolling.
wonder if
for
it'll
leg
be
day.
Okay. You are as you drink it tastes fantastic. It tastes good. The water goes down. You're fine. Whatever cup or canteen you're drinking from or water skin, you drop it in alarm as you look around, and you right by your side, right near the basin of water, there is an actual ibis, like the actual bird, and it basically, with its long beak, pokes at your toe.
Oh,
Like really, really hard, right?
Ow.
It doesn't hurt. Like you yank your foot away, and it basically ruffles its feathers. It makes like it opens up its feathers in an enclosing gesture, and then folds them back again and ruffles and shakes its head at you, and you all see Avaricios basically dancing around like away from nothing, like he's seeing some sort of ghost or something like that, but you don't know what he's doing that for. The bird is basically is right at your side, looking at you always, never turns its eyes away.
right.
Its eyes, however, are like the most disturbing part. They are actually blank, without eyes in them, as if the bird was somehow like very carefully, surgically had its eyes removed. It's not like some sort of beast
gross.
ravaged it. It's like just like empty, perfect sockets.
The statue up the stairs has nothing in its eyes.
This is also a theme throughout the temple, right? The
Remove
gaping
the eye.
maws of all of the statues also are eyeless.
The only
Yeah.
place where you've actually seen eyes in depictions of Thoth
Yeah.
were in the room that you came from, like way back up the stairs, when there was
Right.
huge chunks of something in them.
Oh,
And that
I
was
wonder if something is harvesting that metal. You know?
Maybe. Well,
I mean, is there like a defilement or something that occurred here, in which like we have like the
I mean,
bizarro version of Thoth?
well, the guys who worship Seth.
This is like where they cut all the penises off the statues in the Vatican, I think.
Whoa, hey.
Ew.
Listen,
People
all
came
right,
in-
don't bring
Oh,
up my
That's
worst
like-
memory.
All right. Can I try?
Well, yeah, I just, I tried to calm the bird down. I asked him his name.
it squawks at you. It actually
Okay.
tries to lunge upwards and attack the hand that is carrying the blacklight torch.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
now the torch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
but
the
once
torch
again,
is-
you guys have to sort of like understand that you don't know what the hell he's doing. Like he seems to have gone a little bit crazy.
You should let it get to the torch, though, dude, and see if it has some way to break the curse.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Oh, you want this? Huh? You want this, little guy? Look at you.
It like pecks at it. Tick, 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 tick. It's hard enough that your arm is like you guys all see like his arm like jerking back.
Oh,
Booze is finally getting to the priests.
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, guys, he doesn't like the torch.
They don't know what you mean by
Really?
like what?
You don't say.
Of course.
It's
All right.
Good
it's
priest.
It's the bird. It's the bird.
No
right
one
here.
likes the torch.
Yeah, we all have a monkey on our back sometimes, friend. Don't
This-
worry, we support you.
This sounds like some nice, strong ale. I'm going to go have a sip, too.
Oh,
I look
Wow.
at the bird. I believe in you. Don't listen to him.
it chirps.
Roll a
I don't know what
d20,
sound
right?
it is. Yeah, roll a d20. This does not dissuade the dwarf.
10.
Maybe you
10.
will get a nice bird friend too. Who
Okay,
needs muscle when you have a bird?
Gorand, please roll me a d6.
This is the number of
3.
limbs fall off.
A 3.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Roll me a d6 as a d3.
2.
2. Okay. I gotta roll a thing.
Plus 2 wisdom.
Okay.
Constitution drops by 2.
Goran drinks the water, tastes great, and you're like, "Whoa, that's kind of got a little bit of kick to it." And then you all the rest of you kind of see Goran's mouth sort of drop open just a little bit, his eyes kind of roll a little bit, but he kind of comes to, but his speech is like just a little bit more slurred. He's a little bit not quite on the uptake. Goran, you have lost 2 points of wisdom.
That was my only good stat.
Yes. We called it. We called it.
Yeah, that was my only good stat. That was the only one I had that had a
man.
modifier.
No, you have a dex of 13. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's
Gordon.
true.
Gordon, did you get the bird too? I got the cool bird.
No, I just got stupider.
I'm still just kind of looking at my bicep. Like,
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
I think Mort wants to have a sip.
oh
You
yeah,
want
why
more
would
too?
we-
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
That's smart.
Mort's like looking at Squeegee and thinking, "Hey, man.
Yeah.
All right, D20 from Mort, a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay.
Wow.
If Mort turns into God or something, this will be.
I need you
definitely
to
20.
roll a d20 twice. Like roll 2 more times.
Oh, he's got 2 effects, probably.
Okay. We got a 16 and two 16s. Should I re-roll one of those?
Yeah, reroll one here. No, I'm sorry. No. 216. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Is Mort down any hit points?
Mort is not.
Okay.
No one has ever even looked cross-eyed at Mort.
Okay, so he drains it and he's just like, whoa, I feel fantastic. But you don't see any other physical change on him.
Yanwin, go follow Mort's keen example. You see, that's what a henchman does. He follows the orders of his master, his friend. His pal.
Yanwin has given you the side eye, like you are very much like right now on we're like the alpha male, like in the entire group. Like you're like across the board above average in every sort of way. All right, roll a d20.
That's 10.
A 10. Okay. Roll d6, then d3.
That is a 6.
Okay.
And the D3 will be a 2.
2. Okay. Okay. So Yanwin drains it down, thinks it tastes pretty good. The rest of you think, and you kind of like look at Yanwin. Yanwin's like, what's wrong? He looks at himself in the reflection in the pool and sees that
His charisma went down by 2.
it did. Yes, he's gotten pockmarked and stringier hair and looks to have aged about 10 years as he's charisma is -2.
Oh.
man.
Brutal.
You should have gotten the bird. And that bird just like pecked. Oh,
Okay.
Man, that's tough for poor Yanwin.
Well,
I hope that's not a loyalty check there.
Mort's pretty convinced that it was just water. The rest of you are like, probably not just water.
That's just water.
All right, that drinking from the fountain took a turn.
Okay. Should we hunt up the rest of the walls for secret doors, guys?
yeah. I only looked on this. I looked over here. I didn't see anything. I asked the bird, "Are there any secret doors in here? We want to get out."
I'll look around.
He says probably.
I rolled a 3, so I don't think I found anything.
Okay. You have to take another turn to search.
Anybody else searching, please?
Yeah, I'll search.
We can all do it at the same time.
Nope. Not for me. I rolled 5.
David.
Sure.
I mean, I already did it. I can't do it again now, can I, John? If
I rolled a
No.
3.
And I guess
You can do it again to, if you want to take another turn.
Mort will take a look around as well. He rolls a 1.
Mort does not find anything.
Okay.
Let's see. It is now 10, 11, 12. It is 1 p.m.
Right. All right. That's still... It's weird.
Right.
This is very weird layout. Like,
I think the only way out is towards the apes.
All right. So while we're down here, before we leave to go back up the stairs, I'm just going to take a minute. I'm going to like close my eyes and bow my head respectfully and say, Off. I don't know if you're listening. You're not my regular guy, but you know what? We'd like to thank you for the opportunity to come visit. Thank you for sharing your water with us.
Okay, cool. Little props to Lord Thoth.
Yeah, thanks.
Mike, who knows? Right up the stairs, maybe there's a way to talk to him. Give your thanks in person.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'm just like I'm covering my bases here. You know,
bird fits.
right?
But who knows what this is? Who
Of
knows?
course, we just spent half an hour down here while some guy out there is writhing in pain.
Yeah,
So
you're like, ooh.
Yeah, we'll be right back, dude. Hang on, just a minute.
We got some potion water to drink.
that's right.
What do you do?
I think we should go back up and stuff David into the throne. I mean, help this poor old man.
Yeah, I'm going to go up and approach. I just want to look around the back of the Ibis dais to make sure there's no other writing.
No, it appears to be only on the plinth before it.
All right, while he's doing that, dude, I'm gonna go through the guy's pockets on the throne.
Right
Okay.
now, before anybody touches him, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm getting some vibes from my friend here, my invisible bird friend. I'm thinking this. This statue seems to be also alive. He's not gonna like my torch very much. Before you guys do anything, I'm gonna go over here and like get out of the room. I'm gonna like stick my arm down the hole.
Right.
It's not a
It's
bad
on the
idea,
north
actually.
Get that evil thing out of this room.
Do we want to like stake a rope down or anything permanent to like flee with, or do y'all want to just like
We can just jump if we have to, I think.
jump down there? Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll communicate.
Jump.
So if y'all need to flee, you can.
Which way does the throne actually face, John?
It
North?
faces north, correct? Yeah.
Okay, can I go search the dude on the throne now?
Yeah, but you go step up onto the dais. The man does not react at all. You do not feel anything weird whenever you step upon there. I did tell you last session that when you did enter the room that there was definitely a feeling overall of divinity and holiness in the room. That has not changed, of course. But when you touch the man, it does he does like react to it. Like he jerks a little bit, but does not appear to like his head doesn't tilt forward and his eyes open and look at you or anything like that. But he kind of, he's like thrashing around and he kind of jerks away from the touch a little bit as you kind of rummage through him.
All right, I'm gonna
he's
very
doing that-
carefully. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna very carefully kind of pick him up out of the chair.
Wait, before you do that. Before you do that, while you're searching his pockets, I want to kind of like you might talk to someone who's speaking in their sleep. I want to see if he sort of subconsciously says or expresses anything quietly. Like, is he just moaning? Is he saying things to himself?
Oh yeah, we might be able to make some sense out of his mutterings if you.
That's what I'm trying. So I want to like kind of lean in and kind of provoke a conversation with his subconscious, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you lean in close and he's definitely muttering like nonsense words. It's like almost like weird syllables in a language that it doesn't even seem to be like a language that you can make out. You know what I mean?
Is it anything that? It's nothing that repeats, right? Like
No,
we can
no.
try to-
Just like complete insane nonsense. And it's very like low tone, like, almost like he's dreaming. You know how like you just say like weird syllables sometimes when you're like in REM sleep sort of thing,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So okay, before we start like manhandling this guy anymore, this is kind of a holy place, which is why I'm putting my arm down this hole. Might not be a bad idea just to say a few words, announce our intentions, just to be friendly, to make sure. So if you don't mind, let me just say a few words before we do anything that might be seen. Oh, great thought. Hello, this is me, Avaricios. We talked downstairs. I would like very much to thank you for this opportunity to see this lovely place. to see the representative of your great knowledge. And again, we'd like to thank you for this opportunity as we seek your wisdom.
All right. No change in the general aura.
All right, I think I fixed it, guys. I think we're good now.
Good. I heave the old bastard off the throne.
All right, he comes off the throne. He is as light as you think he probably would be. Very, very frail. When you pull him off the throne, all of his muscles basically collapse. Right, like all of that tenseness just dissolves out of him. He becomes like a pile of bones. Basically, that kind of drapes into your arms. Right,
boneless. I mean, yeah, like the way little babies will just.
Yeah, and he does it. He does that long side, just like a long like.
Quick, give him some of that water.
He stops muttering nonsense. His eyelids like flutter a little bit and vaguely open, exposing like the whites of his eyes, right? But they're not focusing on you at all. You can't even determine the color. They're just like fluttering, right?
I'm gonna go tuck my kids in. Ted, you have my proxy.
Can we just take a break for real quick?
Let's do a quick break.
We can take a break.
Yeah, okay.
We'll be right back. And we're back. I can't remember where we were.
I think we made it back home. We're really happy.
Oh yeah,
Just
everything's right.
Pulled the man out of his throne, and he sighed and kind of went limp.
Right. Yes.
Then,
he is limp.
Mike gave him the kiss of life to try and restore him.
He is limp in your arms. He has gone silent. He's just quietly breathing like raggedly.
Please give him some water, please. Take mine if you don't have any.
Actually, that's give me your water skin there, David. We'll give him a couple.
Yeah, we do have the magic water in there. Let's give him some.
Yeah. Hydrate or dihydrate.
Okay, so you pour the water down his throat. He coughs violently, like some of it like spits up and kind of drools down his chin a little bit. His eyes focus a little bit, and he looks at you. And he is he down on the ground or is he still in Goran's arms?
I think we should
have laid him down.
I would have laid him down.
Okay.
Do you love him, Goran?
I'm not like a super touchy-feely dwarf.
So you prop.
I mean, to be fair, at his height, half of the guy's body was probably already on the ground.
Right, that's true. Yeah. So you prop the rest of him against the dais and feed him the water. He comes to and he looks at you and then kind of puts up his his hands are like skeletal, right? Like long and withered, right? And he just kind of looks at them and he's just kind of staring at them and kind of flexing them a little bit, around like this. And he looks back up at you and focuses, and his jaw is just basically hanging open. You can see like his mind is just like gone, right?
Yeah.
But he looks at you and he kind of clutches like the Goran's breeches, like the hem of his breeches a little bit, and he's just like, "My pride, it was my pride." He says, and it's like a heavily accented, old, Arcantian. But interestingly enough, it is in modern Arcantian, right? It's not Mithric.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
But it's like in this dialect that's like very, very old and rarely heard anymore. I could, and he kind of paws at you a little bit, Goran. He's like, I could not withstand his voice. It was too much.
Good news,
So
it's the year
you wanna get
1999, and everything we thought would come true has. Cars fly.
What did he ask? What did the poor guy ask?
Ask him.
That's too much. Too much.
Oh,
What's the
too-
date,
too
grandfather?
complicated Question.
Yeah. What's the date today, grandfather?
How long have I?
That's what we're trying to figure out. When did you come down here?
See, where's the Tagmata? Now you know the name that when you hear the word, you hear those two words, Adrienic, and you hear Tagmata. A Tagmata is a military division in the Arcontian legions. I would have to look up exactly how many men, but it's like a sizable military division. The name Adrienic is a relatively common name for male children in the Empire. But it is known that there was the reason why it's a common name recently is because there was a hero. Well, there was a lost hero of the Empire named Adrienic. He left the island of Arkantos and headed west to Irthuan, which is the continent that you're on, and was with the intent to find the lost halls of Arden Vul, and was never heard.
First mistake.
Never, and he brought with him. He was the emperor at the time. Basically put a mission on this man, like this conqueror, to go forth with a number of men with him on an expedition to go reclaim the halls of Arden Vul for Arkantos. He was never heard from again.
Discovered the ancient spell Marco Polo.
This was close to around 250 years ago. And so he's just basically sort of like an explorer who was lost, right? Never heard from again.
John, oh, sorry. Fascinating. John, two things. After we pulled him out of the throne, did we notice any like modal changes from the Ibis?
Looking carefully at the Ibis on where you can you see now, expecting it, but you don't see it anymore. The Ibis is not breathing. Seems to be solid stone again.
Interesting. It's like a life support system, y'all.
That's what I was going to say.
Lung.
That's a really good call.
Avaricios, your very much live bird is got its head cocked, and its sightless eyes appear to be staring directly at this figure.
Interesting. The man or the Ibis?
The man.
Man?
The man.
Okay. Other question. Can I just spend like a couple minutes watching him? Does it seem like there's any acceleration of his aging now, or is he just an old corpse?
No. He's about as old as you could possibly get and still be alive.
But he's not turning to dust before our eyes. Okay. Interesting.
John, let me with the outdated armor that Avaricios is wearing right now. Would that have been about the same time period, or is my armor older?
It's older.
Older than that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I feel such pity for this man. It is so sad. I'm gonna like carefully like just bring the torch up into the room, see if anything changes, just real quick, because I want to get closer to him.
Your Ibis whips its head around at the torch and jabs at you a little bit, and now appears to be paying attention to you again, but nothing else happens in the room.
Okay. I put it back down into the hole. Does he look back at the guy?
No, he's kind of keeping an eye on you now.
Oh, okay.
Trust you. Wow.
All right.
Guess we have to take the hand off.
I see you, my friend. Don't worry. I'll prove myself to you. I know we don't have a trust thing going, but I'll get you.
I don't know if I'm perfectly mimicking an Ibis's sound, but it sounds good to me.
What do you mean this isn't well researched and perfectly imitated?
Come on, David.
All right, a turn goes by from the removal of the.
See, look what happened.
body.
The whole turn went by because you wouldn't sit in the chair. Come on.
I'm ready to sit in the chair. Before I do, gentlemen, I want you both to hold tight on my feet, and let's plan to pull me out if I don't have some method of pulling myself out. Much like the movie The 13th Floor. Let's set it at 120 minutes and then pull me out.
Yeah.
Or some period of time, right? Like,
say a turn.
could be a turn. Yeah. I mean, I just don't know how long or this takes or what it will look like. So,
My guess is that Mr. Elderly here asked. He says he asked too much. Maybe he asked a really complicated question, like what is the final digit of pi or something. And if you said what's the way out, it's a simple answer, maybe.
well, I think that's very fair. I also wonder if him asking for Adrienic I mean, again, like they had a curtain here. There's like some methodology. Was there some interruption to the people who are watching him? Is it possible that you just get in an infinite question spiral the minute you go in, and you need someone to pull you out, right? Because you don't have a consciousness outside of that space. So his pride is like, well, I got to ask the next question. He does it for 250 years. I don't know. All speculation. We'll find out soon. Plan to pull me out in a turn or two.
One thing you might want to, I don't know if this would, like, I don't have mine anymore. Do you have one of those little white feathers? I can't remember if you do.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure. I think that's probably a good thing to have in this instance.
Yeah, I'll put the feather. I don't know, hold it in my hand. Just bring it out of my backpack so it's present.
Okay.
Are there any things that we want to ask, gentlemen? I mean, there's literal things like where's the closest exit, which I could try. It's kind of a maybe beneath a god to ask, but it might be worth doing.
I think you should find out who the greatest goblin in the world is.
Oh my god!
It's
I'll
more,
ask it.
obviously.
It might be more. Yeah.
Maybe something about, because Thoth is all about knowledge, right? Maybe ask him in terms of an exit. How can we best share your knowledge with the world?
What? I don't want to be a prophet, Thoth. Forget it.
Yeah.
You guys are always trying this. You priest. I swear to God.
Where's the money? Where's the exit?
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to the dwarf. Preach the word of Thoth. Come on.
Okay. All right, I'll jump in.
Okay. All
Feather
right.
in hand.
You
I'll
have
lean
your
back.
feather in hand, and you place yourself into
And
the
I
throne.
die. My brain melts.
What is this button
Okay.
that says puree here? This is
The
interesting.
beak casts its shadow over you ominously. You feel that you are immediately enveloped in a warm, secure, womb-like layer of air. Right, like you're kind of separated. You can see everything out, but you feel like you're like in a
Yeah.
You feel like you're in a like a womb. You can feel like in your head. You don't actually hear it, but in your head you hear a voice say, "Speak thy desire."
Cash.
Desire.
Riches.
This is
Plans
why I
the
spent
Death Star.
110 years in here.
I was trying to be witty, but no, I don't want to lead with "Where's the gold?" Yeah, but oh, gracious courier of light, might thy shine upon an egress from this temple that is safest.
Okay, a voice, a powerful, deep well of sound comes issuing forth from Onweir's mouth as his eyes roll back in his head. You guys are physically repulsed from the sound. It is so loud and powerful.
Just like the player David.
I need all of you to make a saving throw versus petrification.
Ooh.
But not Onweir.
Oh, that's why there's a curtain. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, there's a hole there.
All right, here goes my save.
Roll
Great
under,
dungeon. Love this dungeon.
Under or over,
TPK,
John?
I hope.
Oh wait, that's
right? Under or over? You want to roll over, right?
Hit it or
You gotta
over.
roll over.
yeah.
Sweet,
I'm
I
afraid
rolled
I
a
missed
2.
it by 1.
Rolling for your henchman.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry.
Oh. Likewise, I should do the same.
Everybody blew it, man.
Oh wait, I haven't rolled mine. Okay, I gotta do is it meet it or higher or just a higher?
Hit
Hit
it
it
or
or
higher.
Okay, I gotta hit a 14.
I just realized that we don't have saving throws for Yonwin.
Oh, 11.
Just roll it.
I got an 11.
Okay.
I'll just roll a d20 and see.
Yep.
I got a 13 for Yonwin.
That's a fail.
Yeah.
What about Mort?
He failed.
Okay. Everyone failed?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. All of you
Well, now
are
we know what happened to that Tagmata.
all blown back. Like you feel like a massive weight from the sound actually pressed down on the floor, and you are all stunned.
wow. Well, I'm glad you're not petrified.
Oof.
I would have a lot of statuary to sell back in town, though.
So
Very realistic.
Is my bird okay?
your bird is fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it let's see. It says, um, ascend upwards to the north. There, fresh air and the divine sun.
Cool.
Love it.
Just got to get through the monkeys.
There is no doubt in your mind, Onweir, as you're kind of as you're sitting in the throne, that the voice is the voice of Thoth,
Yeah.
of the actual god.
Wow. Well, first of all, it's really nice to meet you. Heard great things. How might we aid in spreading your light into the darker recesses of this place?
1 second.
Y'all can also pitch stuff too. I'm just
You're
riffing.
stunned, my dude.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, fair enough. I better get real smart real quick. Okay. Ooh.
I already pitched a question. You laughed at me.
Which one?
Who's the greatest goblin in the world?
Oh, I'll ask.
Okay.
it.
So, all right. So the weight of the god's voice being channeled through you and then out of your lungs is so traumatizing.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I need you to roll me, let's see. Let's see, that would be, roll me a d6. Twice, actually.
You're not going to have him save
Yeah.
versus breath attacks?
Tell me what each result is.
One is a 6 and one is a 4.
Okay. It basically tears your mind asunder as the answer comes bellowing out of your very being, and your wisdom is reduced by 5.
Ooh!
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Ouch! I would say, were I aware of this.
Did we get an answer about spreading the aid of the light?
No, this happens before he was able to conjure that thought.
Oh, okay.
And I also need you to make me roll me D percentile.
Holy smokes, man.
I'm starting to wonder if it was not the
96.
depth of the question, but the quantity of the questions that were asked that caused this go there.
All right, so you
While he's thinking there. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Talk.
Well, I was going to say, imagine that we're doing this the wrong order, too. You go through this process. It's painful and horrible. You stagger down the stairs to the pool to cleanse yourself and drink water and get restored and refreshed.
Ooh, I wonder if I can restore with. Ooh, that's true. Yeah.
Something else might happen.
Maybe I can get my wisdom back.
Or you drank what Mike drank, and then you're.
Yeah, look for me.
Okay, so
Anyway,
you feel a strong what's the word? Like a strong reverence for Thoth, just because you've actually heard the god's voice that you never attributed to him before, right? You kind of saw him as sort of like a distant sort of, ancient dead god, or, probably viewed him more as like an object of worship by a priesthood, but faced with its immense reality, you feel yourself turned to worship it, but you resist as you bodily collapse out of the throne and sprawl open mouthed on the ground. So the scene now is basically that, like, all of you are basically prone on the ground, Onweir is like spread across the dais with his head like basically on the ground next to the form of the old man. The old man is the only one that is actually semi-coherent at this point.
Huh.
Yeah.
He's gonna rob us and take all our stuff, isn't he?
Yeah.
I love it.
And the voice slowly.
That was
fades away.
awesome.
Does my bird give me like little gentle nudges and maybe a little?
No, it pecks at you to get up.
Gentle nudges.
Okay, so when I
He-
come to at
He
some
loves
point,
me.
I would like to drink from the holy water and see if it does anything to restore my wisdom.
Okay.
John, are we still out or are we back up by this point? I don't know how long are we stunned.
Oh, I was just assuming we were skipping to that. Sorry, go ahead, John, if something else happens.
Yeah. Let's see that you were. Yeah, after a turn. Yeah, after a turn, you were able to finally come to. You were knocked unconscious, but you're just so stunned, like you couldn't basically move. Yeah. Let me check here.
So, and therefore, I never even asked how to spread the light, right? That was the
Right.
shock from the first question. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yep.
Cool.
And drinking the water, it refreshes you, but it seems that its effects are wasted upon you, having already sipped from the fountain.
Yeah. Interesting.
No double dipsies.
No double dipsies. I figured.
You
But
see now. You see. His eyes are like wide and staring at you. On where like a small smile like creeps across his like paper thin lips. Yes.
well, gentlemen, to the north we go if we want to live.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did anyone
So
Wow.
look at the
survive the
map
massacre?
here. Oops.
Hmm?
I'm sorry, sir.
Hello? What?
Did you say, sir?
Did anyone survive the massacre?
Massacre.
Is there anyone left from the
Oh,
expedition?
No,
Maybe you
I
could be a
say.
little more specific about this massacre that happened because we didn't see any kind of massacre.
Below. Down to confront the troll thing. Yes. Across the sundered span. Down the great chasm. You've been down there.
No.
We're
Can you lead
slaughtered.
us?
Slaughtered to a man in the caves of blood.
Well, that's. It sounds like you went through a lot of trauma there. What did this slaughtering? What happened to them? What happened to you? What happened?
The trolls attacked us. Ambushed
Trolls.
us. Trolls.
Yeah.
What's your name?
He thinks for like an Anaximander.
Is that ringing any bells for any of the smart people in the party?
No,
Yeah, would my knowledge of history help with
It
my
doesn't.
18 intelligence?
it doesn't ring a bell. But he basically I am the sage to Adrienic. Where is he? Where is my lord?
Do we know any of the accomplishments of Adrienic, like the 7 labors of Hercules kind of equivalency?
That's the 7 labors are actually very. That's a thing that's actually attributed in a different form to Arden Vul, actually. But Adrienic is no. He's not like a legend or mythic hero. He's more like a
Right.
historical figure.
No, I know that, but like Washington chopping down the cherry tree, I just want to get some kind of confirmation by pulling from my memory, whatever's left of it. Something that this guy was known to have accomplished, and then say Adrienic, the guy who,
So he's
pulled this. Yeah.
no.
Okay.
He's a lost explorer, and his name is usually associated with Folly. Most people, they call the expedition Adrienic's Folly. Is what they call it. Most people in the Empire, like only locals around here, actually associate Adrienic with Arden Vul. Most people in the Arcantian Empire actually associate Adrienic with just having gone west and disappeared.
Let me try
cautionary tale. Yeah.
Squeegee will be like, "Are you talking about Adrienic, who's been lost to the Empire some 250 years?"
And he's 250 years.
All right. Well, okay. So that's not the most like the easiest way to break it to someone.
Like what?
Well, I was going to say, we haven't seen him, but we see you, and so that's probably a good sign. Maybe he's okay too.
I don't think so.
Starts
He
to,
died 250 years ago.
his shoulders hitch, and he puts his hands in his face, and he actually starts to weep quietly.
So you made the elderly cry, and this is not.
So what do you
Look
do?
at these guns, huh?
He doesn't seem super cogent, so I don't know how helpful he'll be like navigating places with us, but
We're not going to leave.
Presumably, we have to bring him along, not just leave him here to die.
Yeah, we gotta bring him. Yeah.
I mean, not that Onweir thinks that, but
No. This is horrible. This guy hasn't had. I mean, he's had his first water 200 years. Let's give him. I'm going to give him some. See if he can eat a little bit of food, just like a little tiny bit. I'm going to take like a little bit of a ration and just like smush it up a little bit, just a little bit.
Chew it like a mama bird.
Yeah.
There you go.
I
just want to point out.
He'll take it. He actually looks kindly upon you for offering it.
Well, we have to get your strength back up because we're going to get you out of here.
Well, we don't have to get him out of here. We just have to run faster than him when the baboons come.
Again, with your bedside manner, it's really bad.
Will you stop foreshadowing my devious plans when I suggest we help him get out of here? Listen, there's always a scheme.
I thought I was portraying him as sympathetic and nice, and I don't know what I did to portray this guy as.
No, he's great. I will point out that I asked one question and got pushed out of that chair, and he managed to stay in it for 250 years, which is a pretty, in my mind, good indication of the stature of this individual and the lack thereof of us.
Or maybe that was kind of your reward for not being a greedy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, actually, that's true.
Do you voice that?
Sure, why not?
He's do not ask over long. Once by the turning of the moon, may you ask a question of the great Lord Thor.
Okay, that's good to know. Oh, I'm coming back here. We got to get a clear, passage established to return to this place.
And mark the
We
calendar.
can set up a safe haven if we kill those baboons, and we find our way out.
Anaximander, what, if you don't mind my asking, what specifically did you ask that left you in such a state?
It was horrible. My own hubris. I asked where I could find my lost wife. And he breaks down into crying again.
Oh, that's just
Asked
terrible.
where I could find my lord Adrienic. And he's crying again.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
ain't
All right.
that just the way?
Jokes aside, we can't leave him here.
No, we can't.
We gotta get him down. So
I'm gonna ask, just because it's probably easier that way, I'm gonna ask Yonwin to help shoulder him. Does that make sense? So Yonwin and
we can lower him down on a rope.
yeah,
He can stumble along.
Okay.
But like with help, right? So if Yonwin basically, puts an arm around him, he can stumble along.
Yeah. That's what I'm
John,
asking Yonwin to do.
If I give him a full ration with the hope that maybe that can boost his strength a little bit, is that something I could do?
That's basically the energy that you're giving him is a modicum of energy to kind of to get walking, but his muscles are completely atrophied. Right,
Yeah.
they haven't been used at all. So the bulk of his weight.
I don't know. He was just doing all that vibrating in the chair, right? That's the shape
Yeah.
belt thing. He's probably super ripped.
Oh man, that's
actually.
oh man.
He's had no carbs.
All right, so let's hoof it because we've been here a while.
Okay, so
Why don't we shimmy down the hall and return from whence we came?
So we go up that long way.
Yep.
And then we're at the mouth room.
Okay, so hold on. 150 feet is going to be, what did I say, 2 turns for that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 1 more turn for the conversations, and then another with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
So if we get to the mouth room, somebody's got to like, peek their head out of the lion's mouth and look around.
Sure.
I'll do it. It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind. I don't think that they're in there.
There's continual light in there.
Yeah. On the way up though, when we're kind of out of earshot of what's his name, Anaximander, I would kind of let people know, hey, guys, we should keep an eye on this guy because the way that Ibis looks at this, my friend, and we still haven't come on the name. We're workshopping it, but the way he looks at my torch, he looks at this guy too.
What's he talking about?
No idea.
Maybe
we all kind of yes, yeah.
Come on, the mysteries of the world. Come on, I've got the magic invisible bird. Come on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
okay.
when you get up to near the top there, so you remember that whoever's in front basically enters into some sort of area where like the sound just dies away.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it's just the light of Avaricios's black light does not shine forth in front of him past a certain point, right? It's just blackness.
Right.
So yeah, I volunteer. I'll go first. I guess I'll lead a little bit of rope behind, and I'll say, okay, I'll tug 2 times real quick if it's fine, and you guys can come on out.
Okay, so you step out immediately, like you're assaulted by, just like the normal sounds of the room, but there's nothing in there. There's no indication that the baboons ended up coming to the room. Remember, they seem to be repulsed by the room itself. The moment you step into the room, however, there is a as like the crackling goes forward and then goes back into that sort of in the air.
How does Ibby respond? Ibby's I'm just working as a working name.
The bird, Ibby, comes out with you, kind of takes a look around, and it looks at its form in the wall, on the western wall, right? And comes and it goes tick 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 tick, and it taps the ore, the big chunks of ore that are bas relief out of the ibis's eyes.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. All right, I give 2 quick tugs on the rope to let them know that it's okay.
All right.
Do we want to risk chiseling out some of that ore?
I'll do it.
I would interpret that.
On where you, in particular, when you entered the room, were immediately attracted to it, despite the fact that there is a deadening effect of magic the moment that you step out into the room. By the way, Avaricios, your torch winks out, even though the abstract depiction of a flame is still there, and the continual light spell is also in this room as well.
I would like to take a chisel and
while these guys come out, I'm gonna go tuck my kid in. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay.
I would like to take a chisel and try to knock one of these eyes out.
Well, Gorand wanted to do that, and I think that's a very wise course of action. He should definitely.
Sure.
Let's
mention I'm a dwarf, dude. Like chiseling things is like kind of my
chisel
thing.
away.
You guys you can both take one if you want.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter either way. Do we want to all be in the room when it happens?
Well, I was going to say, Mort and I are going to go guard the entrance.
Okay.
I mean, the sound might very well bring our little monkey friends.
We could take.
I'm wondering if they will be repelled by the presence of the ore, and we can carry it with us. Is why
it would not come into this room. That's actually a really good call, dude. You're right.
I'm saying maybe we'll carry it with us because the exit, if Thoth was not riddling us, is that way.
Yeah. Okay. And now I love this plan even more.
Right. Now, John, didn't you said they were like albino baboons? Did we get any sense from them that they're actually repelled by light? Isn't that something we had heard?
Yes.
There was graffiti in one of the room the room where the adventurer corpses.
And it said
light keeps them at bay.
They're deterred by light. We should restore the well. Well, I wonder if that was the well that we were just at. But deterred by light.
We think the well is the thing with all the mirrors in it, right?
I do. I just wondered, now that we've seen that pond, I wonder if that's what they meant. But I think you're right. But I don't think this ore is what's repelling the baboons. I think it's the continual light spell.
Possibly, yeah.
Which is not cast on an object; it's just diffused in the room. Correct, John?
Right.
We can't rip out whatever is casting the continual light.
No, it's just like a non-embodied.
Okay.
Well, if we want a cam down here, I can memorize dancing lights instead of phantasmal force.
Dancing lights might not be bright enough, though. It's literally like candles and shit, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it like the brightness of candles?
Okay. I'd have to reread the spell. Let's do the chiseling. Let's be,
All right.
let's be decisive here.
Do we need to make a roll, John, or do we explode? Like, what happens?
It just takes time. You have tools.
Yep.
You do have tools.
We have crowbars.
I have a chisel.
Oh, you do actually have a chisel. Okay.
I have an actual chisel.
Okay. Cool.
I'm a-
That's good.
I'm an illusionist. I need gems.
No,
This is my bread and butter.
you just said it so casually. I was like, really? You guys actually have tools to do
No, the first thing I thought was like, ooh, that could help me.
it does, because it would have been hard otherwise. Okay. All right, so you take a turn, both of you, and you carefully take it apart. Goran, you have to correct Onweir at a certain point, because it looks like he's going to hit it in a certain way where it's going to actually break it in half, right? But you do, and Onweir resets, and you're able to pry it out, right? It comes out of the socket of the Ibis's eyes, and it looks like there's no remnants at all. Like, you've got the whole thing. Each one is basically a coconut-sized piece that's sitting in your hand. It is a chunk of orange-colored mineral. All right. Goran, you can tell that it is, you don't know what it is, but it's quite valuable and quite rare, right? You know, like, just because you've never seen it before, right? Onweir, you holding in your hand, you are suddenly infused with arcane knowledge as
Give me the other one, motherfucker.
as it seeps into you.
Yes.
And you your mind is flooded with what this ore can actually accomplish, and as it does so, you are like reeled back into like your studies, wherever you ended up studying back in the day, and all that kind of stuff, and all these lessons come back to you in stories and myths that you heard, and you're like, oh shit, this is Arcanum that you're holding. And you know that one of like the long forgotten mysteries, legends of Arden Vul, was that this was like a legend, like it's been dismissed. Even now you probably dismiss it. That the whole reason that Arden Vul, the city above, was actually settled and built was so that the Arcantians could mine and find Arcanum, because it was only known to appear in the rock here specifically. And this lump, you have to hold it in your hand and concentrate on the task that you wish to perform. And once the power that is the arcane power that resides in the Arcanum basically transforms into it basically transfer to the task in which you're commanding it, and then becomes inert, an inert piece of orange mineral afterwards. So you can put this piece in your hand to the following uses. It can recharge a charged magic item. One lump of Arcanum will restore 2 to 8 charges to a chargeable item. It can enhance either the effect, the range, or duration of a single spell by 50%.
Ooh.
The spell to be enhanced must be cast within 5 minutes of the use of the Arcanum. Right? So you can actually like concentrate on the Arcanum and then kind of stow it and then cast the spell later, about 5 minutes. You can recall a cast spell. The caster is able to recall and recast a single spell that he or she has already cast that day. And lastly, you can add a one-time bonus of +2 to any roll you make.
Wow.
I say, Goran, you don't need that. It's worthless. Just give it here. It's just a bit of sulfurite particulate and
Yeah, Gordon, you saw Onweir's eyes go wide when he grabbed
Yeah. I'm not an idiot, and I certainly know what sulfurite would be if that's a thing.
I mean, I beg to differ. You just drank that water, so
I'm still.
Can we do
I'm
an
still,
opposed roll on this one?
still a dwarf.
Yeah, of course. Cool. That's amazing. So we have 2, and once we use it, they're done. They're just regular ore.
That's correct,
That's really awesome. Those will come. That's the best thing we own. I think two of them at that.
Pretty awesome. I also do not think that's what's keeping the monkeys out of the room. And John,
does the
is
continual light stay in the room once we remove the eyes?
It does, yeah. And even as you're standing there, another pink ray like. Bzzz.
Okay, so that's
Even
still going too.
regardless.
how does the bird react to taking the gemstones out or the ores out?
That's a good question. Actually, it squawks happily.
Oh,
It goes up. It goes up to Onweir, but doesn't touch Onweir at all. But just kind of like ruffles its feathers in his presence.
okay.
Look, I'm so popular with your dog. It's great.
It's a bird.
Yeah.
How dare you? How
All right.
dare you?
Okay.
It's
So
okay, Abby. Don't listen to him.
I will. Okay. Actually, I have one question before we go. Would it be? No, because there's no point. Never mind. It's not like a channel. I was gonna say maybe I gotta fix it to my staff and make myself look like a real wizard, but no. Okay, so to the north, let's light a lantern if they're light averse. Let's take that.
But do we? I'm worried that I think maybe we want to have that ready. If we light it and go down that, they're going to see it as soon as we come out.
I actually agree with David on this one. I love your torch. I love your cursed item. However, I think light and the brightest light we can possibly get might actually be our friend here with these monkeys.
I was wondering if we lit multiple lanterns, if that might do it.
Right. I mean, lanterns can be shuttered, right?
Yeah.
So we could light them and then shutter them and go by your dark light. And then if we get attacked by the monkeys anyway, because they had no problem finding us before, Matt.
I'm also concerned the monkeys might really dislike this evil torch. If everything else is responding to the torch aggressively as like something that's tainting that space.
All good
worried
things
about that.
are responding to the torch like
Just
that.
a couple of
For all you know, the monkeys might start humping on Matt.
Well, the thing is, we know baboons were part of the initial carvings.
that ain't these guys, dude. I
These
don't
are-
think
these
these
are
guys.
like-
I just have a
These are
couple.
all-
I have a couple of logistical questions for you. What
Sure.
what did you do with your feather, Onweir?
I had it in my hand earlier, so I can I just affix it to my clothing rather than throwing in my bag? Is that a thing that's
I
possible?
will have mine into
Yes.
my beard.
You could do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my collar,
Okay. And so is it visible or did you tuck it down by the
visible.
Okay.
No, I would. I mean, if I had some twine, I might have some twine. I'd make a little necklace out of it. I don't have any twine. Does anyone have twine?
I do actually. Yeah, I have some.
Yeah, can I make a little amulet out of it and just have it hang below my neck?
Sure. I'll say that that and absorbing the knowledge of the Arcanum takes a turn. Squeegee, where is your feather?
I'm just looking. I think it's in
your
my
pack?
pouch. Not my backpack, but my pouch.
Okay. Okay. Corns is in his hair. Got it. And Avaricios is gone.
Yeah.
All right. The
Throw it in.
All
right, so
hold on. Another question. The Arcanum. Are Gorand and Onweir both keeping their lumps?
No, David, I'm totally happy to give this over to you. It doesn't make any sense for me to have it. I will say though that this would be part of your share. So if we end up coming up with 10,000 GP, come on,
Get out of here!
share.
Out of here!
That
I have
comes
a
out of your
couple
share.
corpses that pay to my share for your survival.
So logistically, Onweir, each lump is a slot.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But you're super strong now. Don't forget because
Super strong. That's
because
Oh,
you're 14. Don't forget that all of your items and your packed items can actually move up to that next bracket, right?
oh
To give you even more room.
All right. Cool. Well, do we want to look eastward? Or do we want to just go ahead and get the hell out of here and not?
well, let me ask you something. If you guys really think that these things will be attracted to this torch, I I could just hide it. I can put it under my robe.
I don't think they'll be attracted to it or repelled by it either.
Right.
I think
You
it's
think
going to
it's
make
neither?
no difference to them at all. I think they're going to be attracted by our sound and smell.
Yeah.
That's
really
what I
can't-
think. That's what I think got them.
Yeah,
They
well, it
basically
changed-
immediately were aware of our presence when
They
we were
were-
speaking.
they-
So I
they
don't think
detected us
that's
from
going
ways
to
away.
help us.
I think we
As
need
they
all the
learn.
lanterns lit and torches lit and every bit of light we can get.
All right. Well,
right.
we can see
That's
how
what
that goes. I
Okay, so-
completely understand.
So what light is on?
All
My
right,
lantern's
so Mort will light a lantern,
Okay.
and so he'll have sword in one hand and lantern in the other.
Does anyone else have a light? Is that
I
it?
can't.
David needs to light a lantern. He's got one.
Yeah, my lantern's lit.
Okay, so 20 turns on
20
that one.
turns. Yeah.
I have a lantern. I can let somebody. Wait, do I still have it? Check my inventory here.
Can Yanwir hold a lamp? What's he carrying?
Yanwin is helping walk the old guy.
Oh, that's right.
He should probably have a weapon in the other one, I'm assuming, just
So-
in case.
2 lanterns lit. I need both. I need 2 vials of oil erased then.
Okay.
And if anybody needs an extra vial, I don't have a lantern. I think I gave it to someone, but I do have an oil flask if somebody needs.
Awesome.
John, while we're doing this, also I'll take some of my twine.
Mhm.
And remember, I had made an ankh woven some ankh out of some grass. I'm gonna tie that on some twine, and I'm gonna have that around my neck.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So Squeaky's going to ask why you guys are doing that.
Which thing? The ankh?
Hey, why are you hanging your feathers like that?
What do you mean? Why?
You made a necklace out of your feather so it's visible, and Matt just did the same thing. Why are you doing it?
Oh, no, I don't have a feather. This ankh is, it's a symbol of thought.
You
and
do have a feather.
right? Yeah,
I did it because. Go ahead. Sorry, man.
No, that's okay. I don't have a feather. Mine burned up because of this stupid torch. But I
You're
do.
hoping
I did make this symbol of thought, and I think having it out, I've got the priest's robes on. I think a symbol of thought. Worst comes to worst, a bunch of these things go. I was thinking maybe cast light on it. Glowing holy symbol of thought might be
Very
kinda
cool.
This is what you're telling Squeegee.
What's going on?
Was Squeegee not present when we got the first feathers?
No, you're misunderstanding me. I know why you're doing it, but Squeegee doesn't have any in-game reason to hang his feather out there.
I see. Well,
So I'm playing with it. He's asking, "What are you guys doing?" That's weird.
Squee, my
There we go.
my dear quaint little friend. Some tokens must be shown. The glitz, the glam of the gods cannot be hidden in a backpack.
You think Toth would like that, Woody? Hanging that out there like that? That precious gift?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a symbol of being a good person, I think.
You
It's
think it keeps
just
away baboons?
it's just after 2 p.m. What do you guys do?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Are
we
we
gonna-
make a necklace out of his too? Then
Are we going to
David
go?
talked him into it.
Did we decide to go straight east all the way over, or are we going to go up that main?
He
go
said
up.
to go up north. I think
North,
we
let's
gotta
just
go
go
do
north.
that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we go for it confidently.
Can
Okay.
anybody else hold a regular torch just to get a little more light?
I probably could, but I kind of want to be in front and use my shield and my axe just in case we get charged.
Once again, as you're going down the corridor, all right.
Yeah.
The mirrors are on either side of you, right? Don't forget
Right.
that then when you turn left to go north along that corridor, there's the mirror that faces directly down there. By the end of the turn, you are basically in front of that first door to the east,
With the
That's
mirror
just
on the
not it.
west.
which is right here.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Can I listen at the door, John?
Yeah, we could go in.
Yes, you can. I was just checking thing. Now, I want to make something clear. This was something that I should have announced in the last session. When you get to the intersection, okay, before you turn north there, far away down the eastern corridor, like way down there, okay, way beyond your lantern light, you see a single thin beam of light that is just coming straight down.
No.
It's very, very, it's far away and it's very, very thin, but it is noticeable in the darkness that, around everything else, right?
Okay.
Don't forget too that
That's
now
like-
you're in a hallway that is full of like detritus and like, you could obviously like there's been baboons through here and things like that, right? But you don't hear anything right now.
That's that light well. We've got to go check.
It might be.
I think we go down there, we check it out. There may be a way to bounce the light all the way through.
I think that's a great idea.
You're gonna go east
Yeah.
instead?
No. Oh, wait. Oh,
Yeah.
the light well is
Yeah.
to the east.
Yeah, at the end of a long corridor.
Oh, I misunderstood. hence all these mirrors. Yeah, let's try it.
How cool would it be if there's like some kind of lever down there that we throw and like a mirror drops into place and suddenly
Right? Yep.
All right, let's go
that
east.
would be awesome.
We clean one off. And, yeah, something's going to happen. I like that.
But it is
So-
2 p.m. in the afternoon, boys. What time is sunset, John?
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
move quick.
So,
Okay,
if you were standing right there at the edge of your map, Ted. Okay, so you're basically past that door that leads back to the pyramid.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
10 feet from there.
Okay.
There is so there are 2 mirrors that are behind you right now.
Yep.
And let's see here. Actually, there is another mirror in front of you. Okay. So directly where you are standing at that at the line, Ted, up above you on the ceiling, there is actually another mirror, but it's on the ceiling this time.
Is that at this intersection over here?
Yeah, right there, exactly. And it looks like that mirror is it directly over the corridor. It looks like it can be swiveled.
Oh,
in a
wow.
bunch of different directions. Okay.
There we go.
Now, beyond that, in the next square over, the corridor continues to go east, but it also branches to the northeast and the southeast at 45-degree angles, going in both of those directions.
Wait, immediately at this point or further down?
Immediately at that point.
Okay, so I need to move a bunch of labels here. All right, so we've got a corridor like this,
Correct.
like this,
Yep. You got it.
and like this.
You're so good. Just a good mapper.
Nice.
Is this what we're seeing?
That is correct, Ted. Yep.
Okay.
So
I should be able to see a little further than 20 feet.
yeah, you're using normal lanterns now, so your radius is
Yeah.
increased by 30. So they every direction goes an additional 30. Like
Additional 30.
well, you know what I mean. Like it goes 30 feet from the mirror that's on the ceiling, basically.
Oh, okay.
Okay. At the very edge of your lantern light, you can see on the eastern corridor that it definitely opens up into a much larger chamber, and it appears that the beam of light is in that chamber.
John, as we've been going east, is when we first came in this hallway, there were the tracks. Is that still constant? Does it look like they go this way too?
Yes, it does. Yep.
Okay.
It looks like they
Now
go
that
through.
we're-
It looks like they go through all of the corridors. In addition, you can also see that when you shine your lantern down those diagonal passageways, that there are mirrors. They appear to be symmetrical. It's mirrored. Pardon the term. On either side, there is a mirror that is 10 feet up on the southeastern wall, and there is another mirror on the southeastern passageway 10 feet down on the northeastern wall. Does that make sense? You got it, Tim.
Like right there? Yep. Okay.
Yeah. It's actually at the intersection point of those squares, but not in the middle. So like you
So,
yeah, they're right there. Yep, you got it.
ah,
Yeah. So there are mirrors there on the wall, similar to the ones that you saw in the corridor before. So the only one that seemed a little bit odd was the one that was on the ceiling that could be swiveled. Okay.
These don't look like they could move.
No, they look like that. They've been set into position.
Okay.
All mirrors are convex. and framed in silver.
Okay. Well, let's go down to the room, I think.
All
Straight
right.
over.
Agreed.
Continuing on, you find yourself in the well of light. As your lantern light illuminates what is obviously a central position here, but an important position. You find yourself in a square room. However, it is in a diagonal formation. As you enter in, it is
Oh.
5. It is 5. It is 50 feet by 50 feet. However, it is diagonal, Ted. That means that you're going to be breaking walls to the southeast and northeast in order to form it.
50 by 50?
50 by 50. So I would march like five squares forward and mark that, and then draw a diamond basically to make that room. Do you understand?
Yeah. 50 by 50. I was going to do it slightly.
There are equal passageways, 10-foot wide passageways that go in all cardinal directions. You're coming from the western one.
Ah. Okay, that makes it a lot easier to draw.
Yeah. Okay, and as Ted is drawing that, I will describe
And
the
sorry,
room.
I don't, not to be pedantic, but
Oh,
No,
so
it's
his
a square,
wall
Ted.
lengths,
that's not right.
No.
yeah, his wall lengths are only 20.
Hmm?
Are the wall lengths 50, or is it 50 across? You know what I'm saying? Like the wall lengths.
It's like this, right?
Yes. You got it.
Yeah, so those
Nicely
hallways
done,
are going to be parallel. There, yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. And so in the center is the beam of light.
Yes, in the center is the beam of light. So the chamber itself, there's a 25-foot high ceiling, and there is a 5-foot diameter, so quite large as you actually enter into the room, a beam of pure sunlight that is basically like right down in the center of the room. Okay, there are the chamber itself is tiled in pale yellow squares from floor to ceiling, everywhere. Right.
Good.
Besides the actual beam of sunlight, the rest of the room is completely dark. It's only been illuminated now because of your lantern light. You can see that in the center of the room where the light is actually hitting and it's illuminating a depression in the ground at the foot of the shaft. Okay, the depression appears to be about 5 feet, 5 feet in diameter itself, so the exact width of the beam itself, and appears to be about 5 feet deep. It is covered completely with some sort of muck and hair everywhere, right? Like it's everywhere.
Those
right?
fuckers are trying to mute the sun.
We got to
No.
get that out of there.
Now you can see on 3 sides. Let's see. No. There is a number of steel rods that are scattered about. And when I say steel rods, they do not associate them with the curtain rods of the Oracle, right? It's different. Like they appear to be finely crafted, heavy, but look to be of a piece, but that have been broken apart, right? And there are numerous of them, like just like rods, like scattered all over the chamber.
Did they look like pry bars you would put into the side of a mirror to adjust its like swivel?
No.
Or the mounts for the mirrors, like they were mounted on them.
Squeegee, you look to have the right of it. It looks like when you kind of, if you take a turn to sort of like assess like what it does, like what it might be for. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then hold on a moment.
I think I can invest that kind of time.
You are ambushed.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
All right. So nothing disturbs you as you assess it, but you're looking at it, you're like, I think if we put these together, it would actually form some sort of tripod apparatus.
Yeah.
Ah, parts of a tripod. Okay.
Are there like holes or something around the, or where these things might like notch into?
Not that you can see.
It goes over the depression.
Yeah.
If I scrape away some of the muck on the bottom, are there more mirrors on the bottom of the depression?
Do you?
Yes.
Do it.
Okay. So
Carrying
you
crawling.
get in there. So
Yeah.
you can see that what it is, it looks like a mixture of like dirt and soil and feces and wiry, nasty baboon hair. It's basically what this is all made of as you lift it out, and that reveals that there is this 5-foot long depression. There is a large convex mirror that is revealed as you wipe it away. Okay. The convexity of the mirror causes the light basically to shoot back upwards again and in all directions, right? But it's not focused in any sort of way. So it just sort of like diffuses and dissipates into the room, right? As it kind of bounces off in an infinite curve, right? You can see that on 3 sides of that mirror, on the sides of the depression, there are 2-inch wide holes, which appear to be the exact diameter.
Tripod.
There you go.
Right. All right. Well, I totally want to reassemble that and
Yeah,
install
let's do it.
So, do we have the sense that there might be multiple sections of this floor that are accessed by directing the beam of light down them?
My guess is, looking at the map, that if you send the beam of light down the eastern corridor, for example,
Yeah.
it'll bounce off a bunch of those mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that swivel mirror that is either what focuses it down the hallway, or it's what bounces some of it back to go down those diagonal hallways.
Right.
But we should look, like take a peek to the north, the east, and the south just to see how things. Connect.
Yep.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is if, exactly, Matt. I'm wondering if there are 3 other, chambers.
Probably.
This is sort of a choose which direction you want to go to situation.
Now they're
We're missing the main mirror that would focus this light, I think.
Yes.
Because
so
the depression just sort of shoots it up.
you have not picked up the steel rods. You have not touched them yet. You have only
Oh,
cleared.
I want to do that.
Just hold on. You have cleared away the muck. When you look up 25 feet above you, you see that there is a perfect 5-foot diameter hole in the ceiling, and where the light is coming down through, and you can see that it is being reflected from convex mirrors that are closely inlaid. You have seen this before.
Yeah.
We're at the bottom of our old hole. There we go.
Indeed. You can also, as you're kind of peering up with your eyes like blocking the light. Now the room, by the way, is now brightly lit because of the reflection. Okay. But as you're kind of peering up into the shaft, you can smell fresh air coming down.
But it's like hundreds of feet, right?
It's you're deep. Now what was I going to say? I believe that's it. Yeah.
All right. What time is it by now, John?
In real time?
No. In game time.
Game time. It is 2:30.
All right. And what time is sunset?
Gotta be
Sunset.
3-4 hours.
What are we? We're like in April, so it would probably be.
We got about 4
7,
hours.
right? Yeah.
That's about right.
It's not a lot of time, guys. So
Yeah, let's check these out.
I want to build the tripod, John.
I want to build a tripod too.
Okay. So working together to put the tripod together.
Good.
Guys, well, just to save time, while they're doing that, I'm going to go to the north, look around.
Okay, cool. Everest, you go over there. Goran, thanks to Goran's knowledge of like engineering and putting stuff together and everything like that, it would normally have taken 2 turns. Will only take 1 turn as you wrecked it under Goran's direction.
Great.
And indeed, what you end up forming, okay, and it appears to be like it was deliberately, it appears to have been like deliberately like pushed aside and scattered across the room, but any attempts to have destroyed it failed, right? Because when you put it back together, it actually like shink, and like it ratchets up. Now what it forms is a tripod, like you said, right, of 3 steel rods, but at the top, it actually, it forms, there are pieces of metal attached to the end of all the rods that actually form like a ring apparatus that is like horizontal, like a horizontal plane, right? That is directly, basically focused around the 5-foot diameter ring of light. Okay. And it looks like there are holes and rivets where some other device should hang in the midst of that ring.
A crystal of some sort.
It'll be like a mirrored ball or a bunch of different mirrors that can be rotated around or something.
Yeah,
Prism.
Thoth disco ball. It's famous. It's of lore.
We gotta figure out where that is, I guess.
Now,
In the
John,
meantime,
just
John,
to what I was going to say is, I recall from our earlier session, I think we determined that ascending or descending this well would break the mirrors within it, or was that a percentage chance situation? Like
you
if in the
never
future we
determined
wanted-
that. You were just
Okay.
you were a little bit worried
Can I
about.
look up and sort of like see if there's space enough for one person to rappel through the the very center of this well?
Oh yeah, it's 5 feet wide, so there's plenty of space.
So I thought, okay. So for what it's worth, I don't think we're going to get out this way, but in the future it might be worth constructing some sort of like pulley
Yeah. A
situation that comes from the center rather than a side
right?
that we can like lower up and down with like a few hundred feet of rope.
I don't know what an elevator is, but one of them.
Yeah. Just a little bookmark that thought. But all right, go ahead,
John, I was going to ask if the construction that we have done so far allows us to send a beam of light down any of these corridors.
No,
Okay.
not with the existing things that are here.
Something is a
Right.
missing part.
So like
So-
the beam is hitting the convex mirror in the ground, but that is basically diffusing light throughout the room, but it's not directed.
It's missing a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do I see up north? John?
Up north, Avaricios.
Okay.
Oh my.
Oh, this is fine.
Oh my.
This is
Assuming you grab someone's lantern to kind of shine down there, you see that the passageway continues on for 30 feet.
Yeah, I'll
Basically,
join
like
Everest.
from the exit of the room, basically it goes 30. There you go. Perfect. Yeah. And continues on into darkness. But it same sort of detritus tracks, all that sort of stuff. Baboons have definitely traversed through here. But you hear something way down in the distance, far away in the darkness. You hear what sounds like very much human screaming. A male voice, like in what do you call it? Deep peril. Oh no! It's very distant.
there's a guy we need to help. Oh, come on, guys. There's
It goes quiet.
Oh, we don't have to help him anymore.
Then again, no.
Oh, dang it. Make up your mind.
I wonder if it's the dude that got captured by the goblins or something.
I don't know, but guys, come on. There's screaming up there. Come on, there's a poor guy needs his help, huh?
You hear like a shrieking of baboons. And then like,
Oh, it's dinner time.
No. You hear like a deep, and then in the midst of that as well, you hear a deep, like a lower, like a oh.
Oh no!
Oh, that's not.
Real quick, Ted,
Feedback.
were you the one that pulled the mirror off of my old corpse?
That
I believe there was a mirror.
would be. Wait.
F in chat for Varger.
You're
Yeah.
not here to have a mirror. I think you're thinking of Dolphinwood, man.
No, I had a mirror on Varger.
You did, yeah.
Did I grab the mirror? Oh, maybe
no
more.
one grab it.
Did anyone? I don't think. Did anyone get to Varger's body? He was swallowed by the plant.
He was swallowed by
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
we didn't
You
get your
grabbed my
body.
bag. Like, you,
got his
you-
Oh, grab the bag. You're right. Got the
you
bag. I
graciously
remember
allowed him to fish a backpack out.
that. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to suggest trying a hand mirror, though it's not as large as this other, as a temporary solution to a beam of light might help. But if none of us have a mirror, then that's a moot point.
I took your bell and your keys or something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So
whatever,
25 feet above you is a means of egress, possibly, right? Like it's right there, right? But
the way out.
otherwise, you've got numerous paths in which you can take. You have heard
Yeah.
some sort
just-
of danger to the north.
Yeah. Can I just very quickly? I think that if we're going to save this person, we're fighting a troop of apes. Can I just quickly look at the south and then the western?
Sure.
Like moving quickly now because I feel a little
Yep.
more rushed now.
At the edge of each, you you just basically with the lantern, you can see that each of them goes 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So this is perfectly symmetrical, and then goes off in the darkness. You hear nothing from either direction.
Right. Do I see any
I-
source of
I
light down
think.
that way? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Let me
Uh-oh.
check. Hold on a second.
I hear my mother's voice calling me. Come, sweetie.
Give me a second. Just real quick, I just gotta check some keys here. Yes, nothing.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I have to say this. The screaming is getting to Squeegee, and he's sort of hopping back and forth from one foot to the other, going, "Yeah, I think we should help this guy, even if it means
good.
fighting baboons."
Right? I mean,
All right.
and
Even
this
if it
guy,
means fighting a giant boss baboon.
well, if we can, we've got the Trixie guy here. Maybe this Mister Tricky Face can, make something that can help us sneak by and maybe rescue this guy.
Plus, we've got a
Unfortunately, my
sparrow.
magic does not make us heroes.
Point.
But what?
No,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, we can go. We're gonna die, but we can go for it. I'm ready.
Take me now.
we want to do some
sweet
reconnaissance.
Yeah, let's go. It's fine.
Okay. let's go there.
YOLO.
Let's
Yo,
sneak and see
Rather
what
be a
we
hero.
sneak and see what we can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marching down, you get to the end of that the first radius there, so you get to the end of that 30 feet. You
Yep.
can see there that the passageway continues on for another 30 feet. There are corridors that actually branch to the southwest and the southeast right there. You could probably
Mhm.
ascertain how
Yeah.
that works out.
We'll probably hook up. Yeah.
Well, if they do, then I've drawn this wrong.
I mean,
Did that connect up?
yeah, it should. Right at that juncture.
Right about right here.
But we saw 30 feet, and we didn't see that. So now I'm into my second 30 feet.
You're at 60 now, so it's a diamond, not a. It's taller up and down maybe than it is left to right.
No, what I'm saying, no, because John said I drew it right. What I'm saying is, John, should I?
Hold
Let me
on.
do it this way. You looking at the map?
Yeah.
The southwest corridor, is it here or is it here?
It should connect. It should connect right here. So let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, something's wrong there. What did we do wrong? It looks good.
Is there a difference in depth?
1, 2, 1, 2. Huh.
Question. Well, is there a 10-foot square as a juncture point betwixt the two 30-foot segments, and instead we're treating the end point of one segment as the juncture? In other words, is there an extra 10 feet we're not accounting for?
No, looking at the map, they definitely line up with the corners of the squares.
Hmm.
So I don't know exactly what's going on there, but anyways, yeah. So it does connect. Obviously that's pretty much how it goes. We'll have to make that work later. In the meantime, however, there right at that juncture, there is another mirror that is on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then right beyond that, there are two facing mirrors on the east and west wall.
Okay.
All right. And then
Wait. So there's a mirror here, right? And a mirror here and a mirror here.
no, there is a my pointer. There's a mirror right here on the ceiling.
Oh,
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Hold on. You're basically right, Ted. There's a mirror here on the ceiling,
yeah.
and then there's a mirror here on the wall and a mirror here on the wall, facing each
Right.
other.
And the corridor is still going north-south.
Still going north, yeah. In the square past that, there is actually an open door ajar to the east.
Okay.
And it continues on past that. And the 10 foot beyond that, there are another set of facing mirrors.
All right. So wait, there's a door here.
Yep, you got it. And the 10 foot beyond that, there is another set of mirrors.
Like so.
Yeah. And the 10 foot beyond that, there is another set of mirrors. before it seems to open up into a large chamber that is quite, and you can
Wait, I'm my map. I'm running out of space on my screen here. So I've got a circle, set of mirrors, door, set of mirrors, and then 30 more feet or 20.
Let's see. Hold on. Sorry. Maps are painstaking. There is and then right the next 10 feet there is another set of mirrors. Like right, you know what I mean? Like right here.
Right there.
No. Like right next to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
The very next step. John, just while he's mapping,
And then oh, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, Matt. And then it opens up into a larger chamber. So you need to erase.
right here.
Right past the mirrors. No, right past the mirrors. It opens up.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt. What were we gonna say?
Oh, I was just going to ask, how's my bird reacting to all this?
So your bird, as you were traveling north, it actually was turning towards and looking towards the passageway to the south.
Ooh.
Well, there's our compass.
For no, don't. I'm not going to be that sort of DM. I'm not going to point you in the right way. It looked towards the south briefly, and then scuttled to be at your side, Avaricios, poking at your heels.
Scared.
Now the you're basically describing like that. You did not approach that open chamber. You can hear that the screams are coming from that chamber, and you guys are smart enough to realize that you shouldn't walk right up to that opening with your lantern, right?
Of course.
So that's sort of like what you see at that point. Okay.
This is where I ask Mort to sneak up. And he's got his he'll leave his lantern behind, and he's got his oh, we need the light though.
For clarity, John, are we hearing the sounds from the north chamber or from that open door to the east that we passed?
You're hearing it from the open chamber beyond, like to the north.
Right.
Ted, I see where the mistake was made there with the side corridors. Is that the well of light room should have been 10 more feet to the east, and then they would have.
I wondered about that, but it's
fine. You don't have to fix it right now, but just that's the adjustment that needs to be made. Then it'll all line up.
I'm a goblin under a lot of pressure.
Nope. Yeah, I know. You're doing great. I mean, you're continuing to play and map at the same time, so it's a feat, and you're doing it well.
You're the only one who could or would do this.
Yeah, it's awesome. It pays off.
Thank you.
Yeah. I feel bad for the audio podcast listeners who can't see this in its full glory, because it's head on over to the YouTube channel and check it out, because it is worth it. Let me tell you, it's pretty cool.
There are these lines.
Rare inks on
these lines.
The lines are my favorite
I think
part.
it's pretty cool.
Shut up.
Oh my gosh, the boxes.
Oh,
Just gorgeous.
All right.
Anyways, I love it.
We're looking at
blue
digital-
line, 3 inches. Sorry, go ahead.
digital graph paper, right?
If we want to see what's going on in the room without bringing our light with us, it's up to Avaricios's magic hand.
Yeah.
I think so.
Although that thing doesn't shed that much light, right?
The explosion took a turn.
You see 20 feet.
Or we all go right up to the door with all of our lanterns, bristling with weaponry, and try and scare the simians.
I mean, one of us has infravision or dark vision or whatever it's called in this game.
I should be clear too that you your light does not reach far enough to determine that the diagonal passageways actually connect in the manner that you think they do.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so why don't we do this? Infravision guy, come with black light guy. We can both go together. That way, nobody's by themselves.
Yeah. If I see that giant monkey from Jungle Book, man, I'm leaving. Oh, that dude can scream his head off until the cows come.
So what are you doing? Are you going into the side door to the east, or are you continuing on to the north?
North.
North, and it's just Gorand?
Yes.
I
Off
think
you go.
Goran and Avaricios. Avaricios was going to use his torch, and Goran
It screwed up his infravision, didn't it?
The black light? Okay.
John, just in preparation, I'm gonna have Yanwin leave the old guy
in the light room.
In the light room where the well was. So
Yeah.
I'll tell him to guide him back there so he can bite if he needs to help us.
No, that's
Okay,
really
cool.
smart.
Leave an Examander down there. Okay, cool.
What color is the old man? I'll put him on the map.
He's
Green.
it's about as white can be, basically.
Oops.
In
I'd
pallor,
also,
pallor of skin and color of hair.
I'd also ask Yonwin to prepare his polearm. I think that would be useful in a hall like this as a defensive
Okay.
posture.
So Yonwin is guarding an Examander. Is that the deal?
No. I just had him bail. I just want him to leave him back there and then come back with us with his polearm.
Gotcha.
Because I think if we get charged by a bunch of apes down this hall, that polearm is going to be really useful.
Gotcha. Okay. So, Goran, as you and Avaricios sneak forward by the light of the black light torch and you peer into the large chamber, it is very large. And it is a scene of some drama. It is roughly a 70-foot square chamber. You are entering directly in the middle of the southern end of it. There are some nuances to it, but if you make it a 70-foot chamber, you're not going to be far off. Let's see. There's a 30-foot high ceiling, and there are torches. There are pillars that go down the center of the room, at least as far. They start in the south and go towards the middle of the room, and there is a series of them that actually go northeast and northwest from the southern part of the room as well. Each of them has guttering torches in them, providing a hazy, sort of warm, ominous light to the scene which unfolds before you.
Pillars like on these intersections, essentially, that going.
It's don't worry about it right now. I'm just kind of trying to give you the feel of it. So there are torches that are in these pillars, and the pillars march towards the center of the room, where there are two daises, each of which rise about 10 feet above the floor. The walls are decorated with huge, colossal mosaics of Thoth, depicting him striding amongst puny humans. The columns themselves are actually relatively slim. Some of them are only 2 feet in diameter, and most of them are coated with a flaking powder blue paint of some sort. The closer dais, the one that's in the center of the room that is closer to you, there's one that's closer to you, and then there's one that's beyond toward the north, is a marble triangle, and out of which there is a black iron 10-foot tall post of some sort. There are two sets of shackles that are attached to that post, the other ends of which are attached to some huddled, stripped form that is copiously bleeding, collapsed upon the marble dais itself. In front of that, beyond what you can see about another 10 feet, there is another dais near the northern end of the room. This dais is also 10 feet tall, made of marble, but there is something very strange in that atop that dais. It is a triangular chair made out of a single enormous ruby, like a huge cut, like perfectly angled, ruby throne. Sitting atop it is the only way that you can describe it is a gray man, a slim, fine-featured, dark circles under his eyes, wearing gray leathers of immaculate make. He is holding a strange staff. I want to make sure it's a staff. Actually, it's more like a club, so it's not like a long thing. It's that is formed of fine beechwood, smoothed and sanded and oiled, but cut into it is actually a steel iron, like razor blade, basically, like a grooved blade that's at the very tip of it. And the spokes of it appear to be made of lapis lazuli. It looks very, very weird and very, very like gothic, right? And he is sitting atop this. He's sitting atop this throne. He has like a 5 o'clock shadow, dark circles under his eyes, and he is basically like crouched forward with like this strange razor bladed spiked club in his arms, and he's like peering forward. Let's see. you see as well that there are 6 baboons which are arrayed around the room, right? And they are basically all focused on this prisoner. There are a couple that are nearer to him, more that are kind of spread out through the room. In addition, there are 2 massive, huge baboons that are towering like 8 to 10 feet tall. One is standing right by the humanoid creature that's sitting upon the throne. The other is right by the prisoner as well. They are 4-armed. They actually have 4 huge muscular arms, white furred.
Some Mortal Kombat shit right there, man.
Yeah, totally.
So you're telling me
Yeah.
that there's a tall, gaunt, gray, wasted man sitting on a ruby throne?
Yes.
We
Elric.
found Elric.
Yeah.
We found Elric.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just like the
awesome.
eternal champion to be surrounded by baboons. Thanks a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let me see here.
All right. This guy is screwed. This prisoner is screwed. I'm sorry, but there is no fight here to be had.
No.
We can maybe take the baboons. I don't think we can take the giant baboons.
If we sneak back down, maybe we can find the missing piece of the thing, and maybe that can help us.
Right. That I kind of think that that's the way to go.
So as you watch, we'll cut it off here.
Okay.
This is a good place since we're right at time. The massive 4-armed, 10-foot tall baboon that is near the prisoner. You see, like the person sitting on the throne, basically, in a whispery voice says, "Again." And the huge 4-armed creature yanks up with one of its upper arms, yanks up the creature, like pulls him to the end of its chains, right? The prisoner, and then with like the arm underneath it, just goes like across its face, that you can hear like the neck just like like snap basically. No! And like the male voice like screams out, and he tosses him to the ground again, and he goes sprawling.
Can we see the figure's face? Can we see like anything distinguishing about him?
No, it's hard. All you can
How
tell
many
is
hit points
it's
does he have left?
male, and basically naked.
How many hit points does he have left, John?
Not many.
Did that sound like a neck breaking snap?
No, he's still up. He's still up. I just
Okay,
meant it was
okay.
like a vicious slap. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right. So we'll leave it there, and I'll let you guys decide what you want to do about this situation.
Easy peasy, no problem. We got this.
All right.
I mean, I already have an idea, guys.
Oh no.
Sweet. What's your idea? Let's leave that. That's a good cliffhanger. David's idea.
I'm gonna just use Phantasmal Force and make the prisoner disappear.
Ooh. Fancy.
And then they're all gonna go looking for him. And they're gonna find,
of course.
and they're gonna find us instead.
I declare that if David's going to wants to cast a spell, he has yet to cast a spell. The man needs to cast a spell.
No.
Yeah. Welcome to OSC spellcasting, dude. That's just
Just-
exactly what
Don't
happened in the
don't
last
talk
game.
David out of casting the spell. Let him cast the spell.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
All right, that was fun. Thanks, John.
That was
Cool.
great, guys. Yeah, very,
That
very
was
fun.
amazing.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you once again for tuning in. You've been watching 3D6 Down the Line. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. You know the deal. Everyone have a great week in the meantime. Hope to see you very, very soon. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Yep. All right.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
John.